Luca Brecel trailing 4-2. O'Sullivan one away from the title.
Started knocking those in, isn't he? He managed to pop one directly after the mid-session interval at 2 each, which seemed to put him on the right track. And of course, with O'Sullivan, there's so many different ways he can win frames. He's a brilliant break builder. He can make difficult breaks, as we've seen in the previous frame. His long game can be good. Might have to pot another long one to keep this alive from here as the golden ball is whisked away from the table. I mean, he is the complete player.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 3.
Because actually, a lot of the safety he learned off of Ray Reardon, perhaps, and at times he can play that as well as anybody. I think with O'Sullivan, you just got to find a way of just being better than him on the day at everything. It's a good shot. You only had one ball to get the snooker behind. That was the yellow, and he's done it.
Well, the miss. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 4.
Didn't really threaten any of the reds there, and the red to middle is no use to him because the black is not available either. So Brecel will have to make a better fist of this escape. It's awkward because there's 2 or 3 reds away from the bunch. He'd love to roll into the bottom of the pack, but he can't quite get there.
Ronnie, thank you.
So not easy, this. I'm not sure though which red he's trying to hit. The red by the black. It's a dangerous red to be hitting. It opens the black up. Now the black is available into that right corner. Yeah, that was something of a shot to nothing. It's hard to think how he could have left anything there, except for the way he was playing, and that was always going to drift away from the pocket from that angle. This plant is extremely difficult. So earlier on, if you're straight behind the first red in line with the pocket, they're more manageable as the one O'Sullivan played, but this is a wretched shot to have to play. But he's just looking for a way in because he's not been in for a while. He's looking at another plant now, I think. I just feel there was an element of desperation about that, and so many reds moved. He was desperate to find a way in, and it didn't really look on, I have to say.
Well, Luca Brecel is going to sit down. The question is, does he get back up again while the final's live? He rolled the dice, it didn't work.
Kind of how he plays, though, isn't it? And you can't really criticise him because he dazzled us at the World Championships, but it did seem a bit an unlikely pot, and every red seemed to move, and they've all gone into open spaces. There's a pretty special atmosphere in here tonight. He's actually finished in a slightly awkward place to get onto his next red, because he's straight on this green with the extension. I don't think the two reds in bulk are very potable. He may have to play a deep screw with all this equipment on the cue down towards all the action at this end. It's not that easy a shot. You're in the sort of miscue territory here if you're not careful. Oh goodness me, he's hit it well. Not really a shot to associate with O'Sullivan. It must be on something, surely.
Got so much action into the cue ball, didn't he? He was a long way from the cue ball where he played the shot.
Four.
Well, you've got a view that he's on the red to middle. He doesn't really like the shot very much, so he's playing this red through the gap.
5.
Well, he's got the most amazing chance to get the match one here, because his eyes must have lit up when Luca played the shot he did. Just look at this table.
Chance to break yet more new ground. First winner of a tournament in Saudi Arabia. He would set a record for most prize money in a single season.
It's hard to think how he could have had a better
11.
season, Dave, isn't it, when you think about it? Not least Shanghai Masters, which he seems to own that event. He wins it every year. World Grand Prix, which is a terrific event, but the first two majors, he's won those as well, so this would be the icing on the cake.
18.
He's actually managed things superbly, hasn't he, in terms of his schedule.
19.
He's battled at times this season when his form hasn't been there, and then when it comes out, as we saw against John Higgins last night, we've seen it tonight, he's still the best. Simple as that.
Yes, it's his best ever season coming into the World Championships anyway.
26.
Has to be. And it might just be getting better in the next few minutes.
$27. $34.
There's enough in the middle of the table here not to worry about any reds up at the other end of the table, which are tied up a bit. That becomes Brecel's problem, not O'Sullivan's.
$35.
Oh, that's just a slight error, finishing low. I'm not suggesting we missed this, but he wasn't meant to finish there. No problem at all. Beautiful touch on the red.
42. 43.
Well, at 2-1 down, he was put under a lot of pressure. Luca Brecel had Ronnie O'Sullivan on the ropes, but he's
50.
played 4 exceptional frames from that point onwards.
51.
Yeah, he really has. Once again, he's risen to the occasion, and it's some occasion here in Riyadh. Big money tournament in a new destination for snooker, but a very familiar winner.
58.
Assuming he
59.
closes this out now, and he just needs this pink to do exactly that. He might not have potted the golden ball, but he's produced some golden form this season. And it looks like title number 5 in the campaign for Ronnie O'Sullivan.
65. 66. $73. 74. 81. 82.
Well, he'll do well to make the century. I don't suppose it means that much to him, but he would quite like to put on a show at the end of this match. That was not has played, but it doesn't make any difference. He's been just demonstrating why he's the greatest of all time here this week, and he
9.
still holds a position at the top of the rankings. And he's probably still the very best player in the world right now. It's hard to think that he couldn't be, given what he's been doing this season. Sensational.
92.
And this is just a further example of it, this evening's final.
93.
Set for a grandstand finish with another century. He would have won in this tournament 13 frames and made 6 century breaks.
97.
Luca
99.
Brecel has shown some great form this week, but this man right now too hot to handle. The green to finish with a century. There's the cheer from the crowd, who have loved this display. I'm sure many would like to have seen it go closer, but
106.
it's been the story of the season in many ways. When Ronnie O'Sullivan turns up, he's ready to win. And he's won another one, a big one here in Riyadh.
111.
Great way to finish.
Yes, a grandstand finish. Ronnie O'Sullivan wins the first staging of the Riyadh season World Masters of Snooker with a dazzling display. Luca Brecel, Mr. Black, leading 2-1, and O'Sullivan did the rest. 2 centuries in the final. It's Brecel leading the applause. They're on their feet here in Saudi Arabia as snooker breaks new ground. It's a very familiar